Shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans?
Shenanigans. Evil shenanigans.
Shenanigans, right?
Everything should be up and going, and when Corey gets here, we'll...
Canon will be used against you in a court of law.
Can will be. That's right. All right, so first of all, let's introduce my guest today. His name is Gary. I work with him. Hi,
Hello.
Gary.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like who you are, what you like to do, things like that. And I'll start with, I know that you race bicycles, or used to, or your
Still
kid
do.
does, or something.
Currently, I still race bicycles. My child races bicycles. We race sanctioned USA BMX.
Oh, for real?
Yes. Back in the day, it used to be NBL, ABA, there's National Bicycle League, and American Bicycle Association. Since then, they've kind of become one, USA BMX. And
Kind of like the WWF and the WWE.
yeah. Less scripted, though.
Well, I mean, no one decides who's going to win before the match starts, but...
Copy that. I mean, I'm sure there could be some money to be made, but that's against the rules.
Well, yeah.
But
You guys don't do this for money, though. It probably
No,
costs you
no,
more
it's-
than you win.
True story. Yeah, you just basically. I got back into it because I did it as a child. It was super fun, and it's the only way I can get cardiovascular exercise.
Riding a bicycle.
Riding bicycle, and that's fairly enjoyable. But no, it's a great sport for the kids, I think, because no one sits on the bench. You know that, and
Everybody participates.
everybody participates, and everyone out there is just really cool. Everyone shakes hands after the races, and it's a great sport. I like it a lot.
What kind of bike you got?
I ride what's called a Supercross Blur.
Is this a specifically aluminum
Yeah,
framed
this,
bike?
well, yeah, this
with
frame.
thin tires.
No, I can't ride those. I'm a little rough on things, and the thin tires, you get a little more wobbly, less balance. Like a lot of the kids and kids are usually running those thinner tires because usually with the small kids' bikes, there's children from ages 2.5, 2 years old on the little Strider bikes.
Oh, I've
without
seen 'em.
pedals. But when the children are racing, weight's a big factor on the bikes. It's like the Pinewood Derby race.
Oh, I know,
You want
I
to
know,
have the
yeah.
perfect,
I remember.
weight ratio. But no, as you get older, like 12, 13, 14, when kids start to mature and get bigger and stronger, and then it kind of becomes more about what's not going to break. I mean, you want nice, light stuff's good, but weight's not as big of a factor. The older you get and the heavier you get. But I have a good time doing it. Been back at it probably 2.5 years. I won state championship in 2018, and then in 2019 I got
As an adult, huh?
as an adult 31 to 35 cruiser class.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
funny.
And then this 2019, this recent season, I won Gold Cup #1, it was Northwest region. It's like 6 or 8 states. But you do qualifier races. You got to gain points, gain entry to the main event, and you win number plates and trophies and bragging rights.
Oh, yeah.
whatnot. But
Yeah, trash talk.
yeah, more or less. I mean, there's not too much of that going on in BMX. I mean, they do. People mess with each other for sure, but it's all in fun,
It's like when I tell Jeremy he needs to do leg day.
Right.
Jeremy's
yeah.
that stump that I work with.
I've known Jeremy a few years.
I think he's got like 7 or 8 state lifting records.
Yeah, he's a big kid, man.
Well, every time we see him, we're like, "Oh, hey, I guess you skipped leg day again, huh?" Like,
He's
he's weird about it because I know because he's a power lifter, it's all in your legs, and so it's fun to mess with him.
Yeah, I got pictures in the YMCA probably 7, 8 years ago because I used to work out with him. I got some pictures of me and my sister. We were, just doing the mirror thing, and there's Jeremy in the background, just gorilla trying to do pull-ups, and he's getting like 2 of them. But no, he's a good kid. I've known him a long time. He's just always been real nice, just a good dude, I think.
So back in the day, I lived down the street from a kid named Jonathan who used to race. God, he had to be like 10 years old, 9 or 10, and he was a thin kid. You never found him off his bike. If he wasn't on his bike, he was on his motorcycle.
Right.
I mean, this kid was just, if it had
All
2
about
wheels,
it.
and I remember him jumping stuff. The property was kind of long, and then there was a whole nother piece of property behind it. And then next door, a bunch of Mexicans lived, like literally like 6 families over the course of like 2 years.
must
I
be
think
like
they're all
a
related.
California thing, huh?
No, this was in Oregon. This is
No
up,
kidding.
yeah, up by Roseburg. And I mean, we knew the kids because we all went to school together and everything. But it was one of those things where they had to jump out in front of in their ditch.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a huge one. And so that was the best jump on the street. And it just
And
happened to
everyone
be-
rode it.
Well, and he could jump over the fence into his yard.
Yeah.
So, you
That's
could
cool.
jump, you'd get like 3 or 4 feet, and you're like, yeah. I mean, and it was like a half circle. You come
Right.
down the ditch and up and down, or you can jump it, and he'd build it up. And I remember one time him just, I'm going home, in his yard. I was like, that was ridiculous.
Something out of a cartoon.
That was completely, there was no way. I mean, my buddy Casey and I, we rode bikes every day. That's what we did. We jumped these jumps every day, hour after hour. It's all you had to do in my hometown.
Right.
This guy he was a phenom, but he raced, and he had this little tiny aluminum bike with little thin wheels, and he was, I guess from what his dad said, he was extremely fast. I always wondered how would that hold up as he got bigger. Now, they're a thin family. I mean, there's only like 40 pounds between him and his dad. I noticed that weight has a lot to do with what kind of, like, what you can do and what your bike is. And he never went up, man. He was like 15 still riding it. It was a very expensive aluminum bike.
See, that's the thing with it, though.
And this is, you got to remember, this is back 1996,
Right.
94.
I was racing back then. I think I started in '95 when I was real little. I don't know. The gear to me, like, I don't know. You got to have gear you like and gear that works for you. But my take on it is, if you have enough seat time, should be able to get on any bike and be able to feel like, oh, I can't do this on that bike.
Oh, yeah.
I think you just got to feel it. It's like primal in a way, like
You know where the oh
drumming.
shit point is.
What's that?
Whether you're riding a wheelie or taking a corner, and the the oh
totally.
shit point.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
what my brother always called it.
You can feel it coming, and then
Oh, if I go too
hopefully
far, I'm toast.
you can get the feeling to click your brain to start thinking. But if you're that fast, like we were riding down A Street, like I'd say, not last summer before, and I was on this old Powerlite P40 that I picked up. It was probably from '97, but it was all original, pretty neat. I just found it, I got it, and Back to the '50s was going on. So
fun.
we were gonna just head on down there,
Yep.
ride our bikes, just cruise around,
Sure.
just drive down there.
I did the
forget
same
it.
thing in my hometown
Yeah.
when we had a car show every time.
So we're heading down A Street, and right where A crosses Beacon, they
Yep.
put a stop sign now.
Yep.
Just recently. So we're bombing down this hill. Tater's with us. Tater's on 24 inch.
Is that how long
wheels.
you've known him?
I've known Tater since we were 8. Long time. And then when I moved up here with my family, and he came like 7 years later. But so we're bombing down A Street. He's on a cruiser, 24-inch wheel. I'm on a class bike, which is 20-inch wheels.
I remember.
So we get sprinting till I got no more.
Yep.
I'm just spinning. So
Throwing that bike left and right.
Yep. And then we get to the point where we can't pedal no more, so we start tucking, and he starts leaving me because he's bigger wheels.
Bigger wheels. Yep.
And we're moving pretty good. And I'm running my clip shoes, so I'm locked into the bike because I can't really ride without him anymore. We're jamming down, and our friend Cody's on a mountain bike behind us, way behind us. So
The safe guy.
yeah, more. Or
I'm gonna
less.
see what happens to these guys before I speed up.
I mean, and also we've known Cody since same age. We're 7 years old.
Which one's Cody?
He's the one that owns a copper mug.
Oh, the guy down the street here.
Yes,
Yeah.
So we're bombing down A Street, and then right at Beacon, I see there's this little Chevy S10, like 80s, late 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And 4-wheel drive, and there's 2 kids. They look up the hill at us, and we're moving at a pretty good clip. I'm gonna say probably speed of traffic or better.
Yeah.
So let's call it 30 miles. an
Yeah,
hour,
that sounds
30,
about right.
35. Kid looks up. In my mind, he's seen us. So we just continue buzzing down the road, and Tater's leaving me. And then he's like 25 yards from the intersection. Dude just comes out. And then you see the passenger signal him, yelled. Kid stops very middle intersection. Of
course.
And then I'm watching Tater because I mean yes.
Does he have brakes?
Yeah, just on the rear, but
Yeah.
it's
I always use my foot. I never had brakes.
yeah. I like the brakes, especially when I rode downhill.
Never had
The brakes are
Overrated.
yeah.
I use the front wheel. It was a
it's
big
like having
deal.
a gun, It's,
Yeah.
rather
We'd come down off of hills that had no trails with no brakes.
That's-
Just touching the wheels. I mean, I had brakes. I had a whole shop.
right.
I'm just fat and lazy, so I like to. My mom didn't like the fact she had to buy shoes. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, man.
All right.
that's a
So
whole
you're
other
hauling
technique.
ass. Truck pulls out.
Truck pulls out. I'm watching Tater. I'm holding on to my bike, and all I could think of is, oh my, he's done.
Gonna die.
He's gonna die. So he he dips to the right, cuts real hard, and then dips to the left, barely gets around this truck. And then I see him, he pulls off, and he slows down, and I'm like, relieved. Oh, man, whew, thank God. And then it clicks in my head, like,
You
wait
better
a
move
minute.
too.
I'm going 35 miles an hour,
Yep.
and yeah, I'm not going to make that turn like he did. So I grab the brakes, start skidding, kind of hopping. I'm not going to slow down fast enough. I unclip my left foot and start dragging.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, well, geez, I've been here. I'm not going
Time to bail.
I'm not going to stop. So I clip back in, and I grab up in front of the hand grip, and I kind of tuck up, and I'm going to throw my bike and lay it down on the pedal and the handlebar. And
Yeah.
just hold myself up, because I've done it before.
Yeah.
I was thinking on my toes, so I did. Sliding, and then I'm going under dude's truck. So and at this point, I'm like, oh, shit. Close my eyes. My elbow gets caught on the rocker panel, and then my bottom end swings under the dude's truck. I'm just like such, looking up at the kid, passenger, and he looks out. Are you okay? I was like, do not move. Tell your friend to shut the truck off. So by this time, Cody's pulled up. Tater's turned around. He's cussing up a storm. And he doesn't know. I'm under the truck,
You're dead, as far as he knows.
Yeah, and I was sitting there, I'm like, whew. So I unclip. I get out. I stand up. Kind of do the system check.
Is it all there?
System check passed.
How many toes?
I took a step. Like, okay, it's sore, but I look at my leg. There's this road rash on my calf, about the size of this cup.
Yep.
But I'm walking, shaky. Pull over to the corner, and the kid, it looked like he got his license Tuesday. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
was on a Friday,
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing,
Oh, yeah.
He was scared, and we get to talking. Tater's kind of yelling, Cody's kind of yelling. I tell him, hey, dude, like,
Everyone's okay.
everyone's okay.
No
Let's
blood, no
just-
foul.
We'll talk about this,
Yeah.
and
Learning time.
yeah, I'm sitting there in the corner, starting to not shake as bad, and let's see. Then I just tell the kid. He goes, "Do you want my insurance information?" I said, "No. You know what? I'm okay. So if we need an ambulance, this would be much different."
Yeah, right.
I was like, and just looked at my leg and looked at my bike handlebars.
Were you in shorts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
summertime.
Summertime, and
I've been there.
we were just no helmet. We were just
I never
cruising
wore a
by
helmet.
to the car show.
Yeah,
we weren't
come
we're not doing nothing crazy. But goes to show you, shit happens, and we shouldn't have been going 35 miles an hour down A Street, but we were.
We did it all the time.
So then the kid, I'm like, yeah, just go, dude. It's all good. I don't want to ruin your day over this, because this could have been so.
Just
much worse.
learn.
Yeah,
You need to pay more attention to bicycles, motorcycles, other people.
I told him, like, I seen you lean forward and looked up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
You looked past your passenger there. I thought you saw us, but it's all good. Just, get going, enjoy your weekend. And then he starts like, oh man, you guys, like, I don't know, you came out of nowhere. And I'm like, I look up the hill. I'm like,
Took me a half hour to get down here. It's a bicycle.
it's like a straight shot. Like, how we didn't come out of nowhere, but whatever. And then he kind of started like, not really arguing, but like he just had things to say. And I was like, dude,
You're dismissed.
yeah, just go. I'm letting you go.
You're just-
And his friend's like, man, come on, let's get out of here.
right.
Like, and then I was like, dude, if you want me to take your information and get a hold of your father or whatever, like,
Yeah.
so be it. I'm letting you go. I'm not messed up. I feel like very lucky. So you know what? I'm listen to me and you. Just go. And then he finally ends up going, and yeah, that road rash was, man.
Picked at it for weeks, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember cleaning it that night, and they say hydrogen peroxide doesn't burn, but
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
open? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Road rash is
It
the
was-
worst.
I think it was a surface area thing.
Yep,
it was. Just
that's what it is.
All in the
And all the
dermal.
dirt that's in it,
Yeah.
because you can't help but pack dirt
Well, then
in that thing.
we continued down to the
course.
car show. Well, I looked at the cars and
you're a man.
rode home,
Yeah.
and it's big old bleeding everywhere, and we're pushing BMX bikes and people.
Oh, yeah,
looking at
yeah.
you, What
Why'd
happened?
your sock red?
I had to tell the story 77 times that night. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got a picture of that somewhere. I'll show you my whole side of my calf. It was a good one, but
My luck would be that was the calf that you had you spent the most money on that tattoo.
right.
You know
Yeah, it
what
was.
I'm saying?
I got not a good tattoo on my right calf, but yeah, it was right where the tattoo would be if it had been on the other leg. But
You mean shenanigans?
Shenanigans. Evil shenanigans.
Shenanigans, right?
Shenanigans.